TIFU by cyber-stalking a guy the first like. This happened earlier today and I've been curled up in a ball unable to move since. Basically, I've been talking to this guy the first met from a sports league we both play at. He DM'd me on Instagram and we've been talking daily ever since. I've really started to like him and I think he's really cute and we've made plans to hang out later this week. Anyways, I did that little thing that girls do when they're a little too into a guy and used his Snap Maps location to find his house on Google Maps and just take a little look-see. I wasn't planning on driving past his house or anything creepy at all. I was just curious what his living situation was like, you know. Anyways, we were texting today and he mentioned he was having car issues and got a ride to work from his mom. I saw this as a perfect opportunity to finally meet up with him in person outside of our league and offered to drive him home, to which he happily agreed. When I picked him up, I handed him my phone to type his address into Google Maps. Here's how the resulting convo went. Him: how do you know where I live? Me: what are you talking about? I don't know where you live. Him: well, my address is already in here, it's the most recently searched thing. Me: silent for like 20 seconds, what a weird coincidence. He didn't say a word to me the whole ride home and I haven't heard from him since. I'm absolutely freaking out right now. I don't know how to explain this to him. My own nosiness and creepiness completely ruined any chances I had with this guy. And I honestly don't blame him. I feel if the roles were reversed I would have been just as creeped out. Anyways, I guess that's what I get for cyber-stalking a guy the first like. TLDR used Snap Maps, Google Maps to scope out this dude's house and he ended up seeing his address in my most recent searches on G-Maps, even though he's never told me his address before. He hasn't spoken to me since. Edit. So, I bit the bullet and did what most people here suggested. I came clean. I told him I compared his Snap Maps location to Google Maps to see where he lived. That I have a fat crush on him and that I promise I'm not a creepy stalker watching him through his windows. I told him I was flustered and extremely embarrassed in the moment and I was sorry for making it that much weirder for him. He laughed it off and said he figured that was the case. We're hanging out tonight. TLDR if you wanna stalk someone, just make sure you're cute enough. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, loudly crying. Lying about it when confronted was the biggest mistake. Yay, definitely weird. Switch roles and you'd be getting cooked here. Unball yourself. Send him the link to this post and let the crowd judge what shall be done. This is definitely a FU. But maybe as a Hail Mary, just come clean to him and say, listen, I effed up here and creeped your address via Snap Maps and looked up where you live. I just like you and wanted to know where you lived because I hoped one day I'd get to find out. He either never talks to you again, or he finds it very endearing and takes the hint and asks you out. It's risky, but he might go for it. He may respect the fact that you come clean and own it. Used Snap Maps to find their house on Google Maps. Take a little look-see. This is not okay. And yes, you are right, you would call a guy a creep for doing the same. Which makes you a creep too. Girl. Being caught internet stalking a crush is like scrolling too far back on their IG and accidentally liking an old post. This is just wrong. Don't do this. I hope the best for you, but if I was that guy you would never see me again. It helps knowing the steps that lead to that result, but holy heck, my anxiety brain would not like that result. What the hell is a Snap Maps? And if it can show where you live publicly, then surely anyone who wanted to could turn it off in the settings? Weird stuff. super creepy. That's not a little thing that girls do. It's very odd and somewhat unhinged. That's going way too far. An unhealthy, socially unacceptable habit. Please don't downplay creepy, inappropriate behavior. I'd be very creeped out too. Stay away from him. Allow me. Had a meeting at work once with a female architect. Pretty girl. We had talked on phone. Emailed professionally only. At our first face-to-face. I'm making small chat before everyone else arrived, and I said something about my dog. With no reference to its breed. And she exclaims that she loves pugs and that they are really cute. I just kept going. But she had 100% dug around and busted herself. I found it endearing. But I'll never forget. I guess what I mean to say is, he will never forget, ever. Your only chance was to fess up to having a crush. And that you went down a rabbit hole or with E. But wooey, that could not have been handled worse. Well, first, you can't say you were just having a look at his home address. And you weren't going to do anything creepy when that in itself is absolutely creepy and not okay. Also, girls who are too into a guy don't go cyber-stalking to the extent of finding out a home address. Stalking their social media page. Sure, but home address no. That's too far. There is no explaining. He will be creeped out and I don't blame him. What a creep, LMAO. What a creep. He dodged a bullet. Could have played it off by saying you wanted to see where he lived before you committed to. Offering to driving him home in case it was too far. Creepy. Tell him the truth. Apologize. And hope he doesn't think you're a creepy stalker. Which you kind of are. By the way, I didn't know about Snap Maps until today, and frankly that's terrifying. Even if you do have to opt in, you should never use it.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.